Thank you for being with us. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program at the El Paso Community College, and this is Mature Living. And as you know, we love families, we love activities, we want them to stay busy. We also like the kids to stay busy. So we want to thank Ranger Ann Stephan, the Chief of Interpretation and Education of the Chamizal National Memorial, for calling us and reminding us that April is a very, very busy time for the Chamizal National Memorial and the Park Service. But we've invited now Gina Hernandez, Ranger Gina, to come talk to us about what's happening over there. I'm so excited because you all just provide so many things for this community, and we thank you for that.
Well, it is our pleasure. It's what we do, and we are very excited to be here always with you, and especially right now because, like you said, April is a very busy month. We have a lot going on and a lot to offer. So we're looking forward to having families out, grandparents, parents, kids, something for everyone.
One of the things that we mentioned earlier, and that was the El Nuevo Siglo Festival. Tell me about that.
Yes, so that's the first thing coming up in April. It runs from April 7th through the 14th with 2 days off in the middle to give our theater a break. So the 7th and 8th, there will be Chicano theater performances and contemporary Latino performances, and that's why it's the Nuevo part. We're expanding the Siglo de Oro Drama Festival, which people know.
Absolutely, and that's been running for how many years now? I mean,
I believe this will be 43.
Can you imagine that? 43 years, yes.
Long time, but we're expanding it because this is really more in line with what Chamizal National Memorial is all about, and that commemoration of the friendship and relationship between the U.S. and Mexico that allowed for the 1963 treaty to be signed. And so we want to reflect that era with the Chicano Theater. One of the performances, the first one on April 7th, will be Bernabé, which is a Luis Valdez Teatro Campesino performance that will be done by Los Actores right here in El Paso.
The local actors.
Yes. Very
beautiful. And then it goes on to other performances. Yes. I understand there was a little bit of kissing there in some of these pictures.
There are, a lot of these performances, the Chicano Theater and the Siglo de Oro, they deal with social issues. Yes. And so three of them this year in particular have said, this is really intended for an adult audience.
Okay.
So later we'll give our website, and be sure when you're planning to come to these, make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into, what the performance is going to be about before you plan to take your kids with you or anything. And all of that information is available on our website, or you can give us a call.
And all the performances start at 7 in the evening?
They all start at 7.
And what do you recommend, for heaven's sake, so that we can get in?
Yes. Well, our visitor center closes every day at 5, and so that it will be closed, and then it opens again at 6, and that's when ticket distribution starts. So plan to be there at 6, and the parking lot is a little small and it does fill up, so if you come a little bit later, just make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to park and walk up to the cultural center and get your tickets.
And the tickets are free?
They are free.
Okay,
they are free.
Great.
But there are no reservations. So
what are some of the other plays? I'm anxious to hear about the other ones.
Yes, absolutely. So after Bernabé, we have a group from Puebla, Mexico, and they are doing a play called Aquerón, Río de la Tragedia, and it is about, it's a story about crossing the border, but it goes back to kind of the great tragedies, and so that looks very, very interesting.
Very good, very good. And I know you spend a lot of time searching for plays that are appropriate for the Siglo de Oro, and
they're a group of people who work on
with this,
on getting that together. I happen to get to talk about all of them. So.
And when is this one?
So this one will be on the 8th. So the 7th is a Saturday. That's when it starts with Bernabé. And then Sunday is Aquerón Río de la Tragedia, or Acheron River of Tragedy. And then there's a break for 2 days. And then the traditional Siglo de Oro Drama Festival part of it begins.
Okay. It's on a Wednesday?
It's on a Wednesday. And that starts with a performance by Jazz Vila, and he's actually from Cuba, And so we have a group coming from Cuba, and they will perform La Vida es Sueño. So that's a traditional Siglo de Oro performance by Pedro Calderón de la Barca.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be followed by another local group from Juarez. So Telón de Arena will be back. They performed a couple of years ago, but they're going to be back this year with Fuente Ovejuna, which I hear has been very well received around in Mexico, around Juarez, around that area, all around Mexico.
And then Friday, quickly, we want to talk about the Ranger Day as well, but what happens on Friday?
Okay, so Rosaura
Saturday.
is the performance on Friday, and that will be by a group coming from Spain, Teatro Inverso. So, you know, we always usually have a group from Spain representing the Spanish Golden Age.
Yes.
So that will be our group from Spain. And then to wrap it up, we have coming back for the third year in a row, F3 Teatro from Mexico City. They're always fabulous, lots of fun, and that one is definitely a good one for the kids.
Okay.
And it's 3 entremeses by Cervantes, and it's called El Merolico Entremeses Bululuados.
Uh-huh. And so now we have the 2018 National Junior Ranger Day. Tell me about that. What the
Yes,
activities
we are very excited. So every month we have our Junior Ranger Club, and that's what these buttons right here are collectibles.
Yes.
That you get when you come to the Junior Ranger Club. They're all unique. But every year we have one day that's a very special day, and it's the National Junior Ranger Day. So all of the national parks around the country are having a big event for Junior Rangers. And this year we were very fortunate to partner with a lot of the nearby national parks. So parks that you can get to in a day's drive. We have Fort Davis, National Historic Site. And these parks are going to be sending rangers, and if they have a mascot, mascots.
Wow.
So we'll have from Fort Davis rangers dressed in the period costume, soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a ranger coming from Gila Cliff Dwellings,
Yes.
National Monument. And we also have rangers and mascots coming from Guadalupe Mountains National Park. So that will be Lupe the Ringtail. We have Riley the Roadrunner coming from White Sands National Monument. We have one of the bat mascots coming, we're not sure which one yet, coming from Carlsbad Caverns National Park.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And then, of course,
Chami.
yes, we have Chami.
Our own Chami, the ground squirrel. from
Chami, the
Chamis-
spotted ground squirrel.
Yeah.
So Chami will be excited to have friends.
Okay, so this is a free event, and tell me when it's going to happen and what age group and how you're going to greet everybody.
Okay, so it's Saturday, April 21st. It starts at 10 a.m. and finishes at 1:30 p.m. And it's for the junior ranger age and family. So really little kids all the way through adults. So come as a family and stay. It's junior ranger ages are 5 to 11, but on either side of that.
And it's a
Junior-
great photo op.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine what's going to happen? It's just going to be jumping. That is, it's a Saturday, April 21st, starting at 10 a.m. And give us the website and a phone number so that people can call you for more information, because we've just kind of given you the kind of a glimpse.
Absolutely. So our website is www.nps.gov/Chamizal. And our phone number is 915-532-7273.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
for, yes, Gina, Ranger Gina. Thank you for staying with us. We have a guest from the Opportunity Center for the Homeless here with us on Mature Living today. First time I meet Ms. Araceli Lascano, and she is the spokesperson for the Opportunity Center, and she comes to talk to us and invite us to 2 events that are happening in April, really important events that you can participate in and help the homeless at the same time. Thank you, Araceli, for being with us. And we just talked a little bit in Spanish for our Spanish show about the Opportunity Center. And tell me about the services and what you do there and how you help people.
Well, the Opportunity Center for the Homeless is the largest provider of services for the homeless here in El Paso. We have 4 emergency resource centers and 7 permanent living facilities. On a daily basis, we provide services to an average of 350 individuals. So we first help them with basic needs, then we connect them to services, and we help them to move on to be self-sufficient.
Are the numbers increasing or decreasing of homeless?
We've noticed a trend in the last 2 years. We noticed that there are more female individuals becoming homeless, especially ladies, senior elderly ladies, yes.
Wow.
We're serving 60% more ladies this year than 3 years ago.
Wow, that is amazing statistics, and that's why mature living is so important. That's why the senior adult program is so important, and that's why our viewers, you know, who are many of them are seniors and elders, they can help. I'm sure they can help. Tell me a little bit about your Hope Health Fair that's coming up. I believe it's on a Wednesday,
Yes.
April the 11th. Tell me about that.
Yes, the Health Opportunity Prevention and Education Clinic is a health fair, and we call it HOPE. And it's basically open to the public. It started as a effort to minimize barriers homeless individuals face while accessing healthcare services. However, it has been so successful in the last 3 years that now we have many partners in the community, and we are able to open up this activity for the community. We offer health screenings from blood, HIV, glucose, vision, and it's for completely free.
Oh, wonderful.
And there are 2 sessions, one in the morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and one in the afternoon from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'm sorry, from 4 to 7.
Very good. And so this is all free to the community, and we can come in and participate. I was just thinking that maybe the senior adult program should have a table there to talk about tell the community about our free classes that even persons that are at your centers can enjoy. We have jewelry making, we have exercise, we have all kinds of computer training at Rio Grande, not far from Myrtle. And so we'll see what we can do. So you're going to be having this, it's free to the, and it says service animals are welcome. What does that mean?
Yes. There are some homeless individuals that have pets for companionship, so we open the doors to everybody, including the service pets.
Very
so.
good. And you're going to have raffles and prizes?
Yes, yes. To the people participating in the clinic and the health fair, we're going to have raffles. I can't tell you what the prices are, but they are really good. They were donated by one of our partners, and it's always fun. We're going to have food also available for the people.
You have another one, and I know that you probably will want to mention some of your sponsors. And you have another one that's called the Colors of Hope Dinner Fundraiser. And you can tell me about that. I understand that's going to be at the Dinner Theater at UTEP. And what date is that going to be?
That is going to be Friday, April 20th. And it's going to be so excited because we're trying to...
I think it's Friday, April 21st.
21st, okay.
Yes.
And it's for the family shelter. What we're gonna do is doubling capacity on that shelter. So this fundraiser is gonna help us, gather money and get everything that families living at the shelter will need. So right now we had capacity for 6 families, and after the remodeling is done, we're gonna have capacity for 12 families.
Wonderful. And so you have entire families that come and need help, and you help people to be self-sustaining eventually, to not rely on homelessness as their way of life, but to send them out into the community working and prepared and trained and with self-confidence.
Yes.
That they can have a different life.
Yes, and this particular program with the families is very special because the parents are required to participate in financial literacy classes, so they know how to be not only self-sufficient but sustainable. Yes. And this program is very successful. Usually the families that get there only last 3 months, and then they have their apartment of their own, and they move on and they continue doing a life and being an integral part of the community.
I understand that you named your family center for Willie Sanchez Rosales family. Tell me about that and how they have helped.
Yes, the Rosales family have been very generous with the Opportunity Center through the years, and the building where the family shelter is located was donated or by the Joe Rosales and his family, and it was the Willie Sanchez, one of his sons, that he died in homelessness many years ago, and he wanted to do a tribute and help people that was facing a similar situation. So
Wow. I understand that the musical at UTEP it's a popular musical. Tell me about what is it titled? Joseph?
And the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and it's a biblical story, and it's very popular. It's UTEP this year is celebrating 35 years of doing the dinner theater, so it's going to be a very nice production, and we have the opportunity to have opening night. We're going to be selling the tickets. It's $60 each, and everything that we get from that activity is going to go towards the Willie Sanchez Rosales Family Center.
So I understand the tickets are like 65 to 75, and then also you can buy tables of 4 for $250, and that's a very good contribution.
Yes.
That a family could make. And they're available now, huh?
Yes, they are available now, and you can call me. My number is 915-577-0069, and it's assigned seating, so the faster you call me, the better seats you're gonna have.
There's only 150 seats, guys, so you got to call right away. And I have to mention this before we leave, the menu.
Oh, yes.
Excellent menu, because it's a dinner theater. It's chicken parmesan with marinara sauce, linguine, grilled zucchini, blah, 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 and cake of many colors.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for being here. And we certainly hope that this interview helps and that you get a lot of calls.
Thank you.
We've been talking, of course, with Araceli Lascano from the Opportunity Center. We'll be back. As you know, this is Mature Living. We always try to bring you information that will help families, it'll help seniors, it'll help adults that want to come back to school. And we're in partnership with UTEP in a very beautiful program. It's called the HEP program, which is the High School Equivalency Program. And so we've invited Norma Chacon, the director of the program at UTEP, and also you've brought with you Nora Cuvelier, and she's here as the outreach coordinator, right? The education outreach coordinator. So I think I want to talk to Norma first and have her explain a little bit about the partnership. I think that's really important. And then your work with students.
Okay. The program is a grant from the Department of Education, and is partnering actually with the university in providing services to seasonal farm workers. Oh. That means that we provide educational services, GED classes, so they can complete their high school equivalency diploma and continue into their second goal, meaning either going to post-secondary education, military employment, or vocational school.
And seasonal workers, farm workers, come from different parts, and they can come to UTEP and they get to find out about your program. And how many do you process?
We process 70 students per year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The program was created because farm workers were moving from state to state, trying to find different agricultural areas, and they were losing on credits. They were losing on the environment of being in high school, not also the academics, but also the support services that are provided.
Yes.
Being at the university, the program, having classes there that makes them the same atmosphere. They go through regular class schedule, university schedule. They eat at the cafeteria. They participate in many of the activities.
And they acclimate to be in the university as they do when they come to the community college. And they become familiar with the environment, and they're not so afraid. Huh?
Yeah.
because can keep you away from school.
Yeah, many of the students transition to the community college.
Yeah.
We'll say most of our students, they start here at community college and start with an associate's degree or with the basics and then transition into the other institutions.
Awesome. Great work. Thank you, and congratulations on what you're doing. Now, you get the good work. You get the outreach. You get to go and find them and convince them. And maybe sometimes you don't even have to convince them, because once you present the program, it's easy to say, yes, I'll do something for my family, for myself. Tell me about your
well,
work.
When I go out and the people ask, oh, do you have to be how old? And I always tell them from 17 to 99. So we don't have no upper limit. So
That's right.
as long as you have the will to come back and to do this, we're open. And actually, we have students from 17 years old, and I guess we have a student right now. He's around
80
more than 50, let's say.
Around,
Yes.
yeah.
And but it's something that if they're ready to come back to school and finish what they started, our program is a good choice, right?
Yes.
Because they can do the GED or do the TASC or HiSET, which are the other two tests that they can take to get their high school equivalency certificate. With that, they can maybe find a better job or continue at EPCC or go to a technical school, which right now it's a very good option, right? To do a career where they get a certification and then they can find a better job.
Awesome. And that's the point, to help them to improve themselves and to have a better earning,
Yes.
better earnings to support their families wherever they go. Because what do they say about education? They can't take your education away. It goes with you wherever you go, and that's the beauty of your work. I know there's probably is there tuition for this program, or how does that work?
Well,
Is it free?
Yeah, since it's a federal grant, it's completely free. So we pay for the classes, we pay for the test, and we also provide additional services, which are, since we're at the university, they can stay at the dorms for free, and we pay for their meals if they study the whole day from 9 to 3.
Okay.
So it's completely free, but they have to qualify for it.
Okay.
And the
What
way
are
to
some-
there's
Yeah.
some
You're getting to that.
yeah. So
What
not
are
yet, yes.
What are some of the
The
qualifications?
qualifications is that you have to be either a seasonal farm worker or have worked in agriculture for the last 75 days within the last 2 years.
Okay.
And so that's the main qualification. Or if they're part of the migrant program at school from Region 19, they qualify for our services also.
You know, I was going to ask you, I have a question here about your intensive readiness college courses. What is that? Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
What we do is they complete with us the high school equivalency certificate, and then we transition students to the program here at community college.
Okay.
Through that partnership that we have, they can transition, be in a training program for a period of 10 weeks, I think.
Okay.
And they prepare them so they can be ready to start up college the following semester.
You know, some of us went to high school, but then we had a span of time where we didn't go to college. And it's kind of the same thing. And so I graduated from the university at age 50. Got my master's at age 56. And have been enjoying. Because when you go to college, you all of a sudden realize, I'm smart. I'm as smart as anybody, you know? And it's just what you put into it and your will. Like you said, you have the will and the time and the energy to put into your education, anybody can learn.
Yeah, and that's what we'd see with our adult population, that they're been out of school. They've been taking some schooling either here in Mexico and other places. So they come back and they've been doing a lot of things, working in the fields mostly, and they realize that they need to do something else. They need to continue. They're tired. They're older. They don't have the same efforts to continue doing the same work, so they decided to come back to school, start with us. They realized that they can attain a bachelor's degree at the university because they're there.
Oh, yes.
And then, but for them, it's easier to come to community college. So
And
the
do you have a
EPCC.
success story to share? Oh my God, shares of that.
Yesterday, I had a visit from one of my students. He's 35, I think, not that old, but he's been out of school for quite some time due to personal situation. So he was visiting yesterday. He wanted to use the lab, the computer lab, because he needed to do some work. He's working in collaboration. He was able to enroll in a program called MET that we partnered. They also work with seasonal farm workers. They work with the EPCC, the Literacy Center, and with funding from the workforce. So he's taking HVAC, getting an associate's degree. As soon as they finish with that, he'll transition. He'll be finishing in December, and then he'll transition into the university to get a bachelor's in engineering.
Wow.
For him, is learning that there's options for him.
Yes.
There's funding that can assist him. Also, that will better support his family. He was very happy yesterday.
And how can they get a hold of you? Where can they call? And if I'm sure that some grandmas are out there that have maybe know somebody or a family member that we can help through your program.
Well, our phone number is 915-747-5567. We're also part of the utep.edu. If you search High School Equivalency Program or HEP, H-E-P, they can find our website. And there you find more information or download the forms or just call that number.
I know I haven't asked all the questions that maybe our viewers are thinking about, but that's why we want them to call you, because you have all the right answers. And thank you for being with us. I really appreciate your visit. And come back again sometime so that we can continue helping our community. Thank you.
Thank
Good to
you.
meet you.
Thank you.
Yes, and good to see you.
Good to see you.